Welcome to another Bedford Consulting Spotlight video focusing on financial consolidation in Anaplan. This video will give an overview of our pre-built statutory consolidation app in Anaplan. This app can be downloaded and then configured to match your business setup and process simply, and comes with full IFRS statutory consolidation functionality. Anaplan's cloud-native platform is accessed securely on any device and enables you to automate and improve the manual, often spreadsheet-based consolidation process. This app provides landing dashboards for all users based on their security, such as this one that gives a high-level overview of the different steps in the consolidation process and some high-level financials. What we can see in our drop-down here is a consolidation structure for a global organization. The group consolidation member we are on is the entire group consolidation that holds many entities, but we can also see other subgroups or sub-consolidations. The subgroups can be consolidated into different currencies. Our group reporting currency for this example is euros, but this can be any currency or multiple currencies. We can also see the period that we're working on. In this example, that's December 2021. And then finally, we can also see our scenarios or version dimension. Anaplan supports both consolidation for actuals and also any number of planning versions. In this video, I'll be focusing on actuals. The steps to complete the process can be tracked at the top of the traffic light system. Here we can see that currently there are 2 reporting units that need to close and submit their ledgers and a consolidation control error. The consolidation process itself is split into 2 parts. The month-end close of the ledgers of the individual entities, so bringing in their actuals to Anaplan and then validating them, and then the consolidation itself, the eliminations, your journals, etc., to get to that consolidation. We're going to start by looking at the month-end close of the ledgers of the individual entities, bringing in their actuals to Anaplan, and then validating the data. Here we can see all the entities that make up our group consolidation and at what stage in the data collection process or workflow process they are in. We can easily focus in on areas with an error, such as in this case with France and the UK. We can see that the France trial balance error has an error where they've imported trial balance that does not balance. It's out by €100. We can easily fix this in Anaplan by posting an adjustment through a single-sided journal. Anaplan allows us to create new journals through this button here, and each one will have a unique identifier. Here I've pre-filled my journal information, targeting the cash and cash equivalent account with a €100 credit for France, and I've ticked the fact that that's a single-sided local data correction journal. To post that, I just select the version that I want to post it to, and in real time that has posted the journal without the need to run any process. This is another key benefit of Anaplan, that all data is linked and flows through in real time. So making any changes to my data, or whether it be an import and an adjustment, flows through not only on this dashboard, but also flows through the whole consolidation, right the way to our integrated consolidated financial statements. So we were able there to overlay journal adjustments in Anaplan. These are categorized separately and can be reported on separately. Each individual entity controller can have their own landing dashboard also. Anaplan uses security, so we can restrict users' access down to just the areas they work on. Here we can focus on the steps that controller needs to complete in order to be able to finalize their month-end data collection. If I switch to the UK, we can see here that the UK has not imported their actuals into the system for December 2021. There's lots of ways that we can do this. Most likely would be to have a direct connection to your source system, which can be scheduled to run hourly, daily, etc. Or it can be run on demand by the end user. End users can also import data from a flat file. To import, we can click on that Import Actuals button. We can select our flat file and we can then run the process. Very quickly, our data is in successfully and controls have been updated to show this. We can see our data has come in on this dashboard. As the group controller in the process, you can also use Anaplan to email the entity controller directly if you want to ask them maybe why they haven't loaded their data in yet. They will then be notified via an email with a link to the task. From the main close tracking screen, we are alerted to two entities that also have an intercompany error. Here we have an intercompany matrix, which enables us to see any imbalance between our parties in the rows and our counterparties in the columns in a reporting currency of our choice. We have the balance sheet at the top here and the P&L down the bottom. This shows a difference on our P&L of €21 between France and UK, and we can see that in our pie chart on the right hand side. Using our dashboards, we can drill into this further down to the individual account codes, and we can see here that this posting between France and UK has an error of €21, and it's the UK that has a posting on the cost of sales. I can fix this in Anaplan by either adding a journal or by posting a manual fix, such as in this case. So I'm going to put my manual fix against my cost of sales account, which is where we originally posted the UK transaction with France. I can select my partner that I want to post against, which is France, and I can put in my value of £16.80, which is €21. If I go back, that's fixed my intercompany reconciliation matrix. It's fixed my group matrix. And if I come back to my financial close tracking, we see we no longer have any validation issues. That adjustment I made is actually posting a double-sided journal that flows all the way through to the financial consolidated income statement. On top of the manual adjustments you can make, the Consolidation app will also automatically post your automated journals. For example, your intercompany eliminations, elimination of investment costs, fair value, goodwill, non-controlling interest, etc. If I open up my consolidated balance sheet, and if I look at France, I can see here the postings that I made earlier to fix the balance sheet. So our local balance column had our import that came in from our ERP. And if I scroll down, we had an imbalance of €100 on the balance sheet. I posted my single-sided journal as a cash and cash equivalent account in this column, and that has then balanced our balance sheet with our local balance after restatements. Our ownership structure is controlled through our investment register. This is a series of investment events that have taken place. If I select our German entity, which is owned by France, we can see the details behind our investment in Germany, such as the ownership percentage, the amount paid, and the goodwill down the right-hand side. Each of these values can be updated within Anaplan, and then it will be automatically recalculate the values in our consolidation. For instance, if we change the ownership percentage to be 90%, you can see how it updates our goodwill posting live and in real time. Likewise, if we adjust our own the amount that we've paid to 250,000, that has updated both our elimination of investments and our goodwill posting in real time. In addition to the journals we've seen, manual journals can also be imported. Here we can import manual journals from a CSV file. I've imported journals 7 through to 11, and we can see the details behind our journals here. If I go back to my consolidated balance sheet, I can see these journal postings have come through for Germany here. We can also view our FX analysis and our currency translation adjustment via reports. Here, I'm looking at the UK entity, and I can see all of my balance sheet and P&L accounts down the left-hand side. If I scroll down to my P&L, we're able to see our local currency values year to date, our periodic currency year to date. We can then see the FX rates that these accounts are converted by, and we can then see how that has been converted both at a periodic rate, a year to date rate, against both an average for the P&L and a closing rate. The difference then is our currency translation adjustment that is automatically calculated by Anaplan. We can also have it calculate for historical rates or the average rate as it resides within our equity section on our balance sheet. To finish, reporting in Anaplan is easy through the fully customizable dashboards. As shown so far, I can report my consolidated P&L, balance sheet, and cash flow by entity and by journal type. But we can also produce consistently styled management report packs and also slide decks for external stakeholders, which can include visualizations and it can include any commentary which we've put into our Anaplan models. This means you can report directly within Anaplan and ensures all end users have secure access to one version of the truth and the latest live numbers. To report, I can either export this as a PDF or I can present it live. As I move through my pages, I have the ability to pivot my data between my entities, by my time periods, and by my different versions. We can also hold local currency statements, also consolidated statements for both P&L, balance sheet, and cash flow. Thanks for watching. If you want any more information about consolidation in Anaplan, or if you would like a more detailed demonstration, please do speak to us and we'll be happy to help.